Hello, guys, and welcome back to another episode of No More Kids in Scientology. And in today's episode, guys, we're going to continue reacting to the MrBeast story as it continues to develop. So for all of you who haven't watched my prior video about MrBeast, make sure you check it out so that you understand the contents of why we're bringing up MrBeast and No More Kids in Scientology. So today we want to give a shout out to Oompaville, a channel that has just posted a literal video called MrBeast Situation Got Way Worse. So we really want to start to get into the details of what's going on here. And we want to give you and provide you our own experience having been raised inside a cult, and really utilize this platform and speak to the issue of the problem that we see in this culture that's unraveling before our eyes, literally, and really discuss what is behind this. We're here to pull the string. So what in the literal hell is going on with MrBeast and YouTube?
MrBeast again today. MrBeast, if you didn't know, is YouTube's cash cow and the golden boy who has been on the grind for quite some time, and he's reached heights that no other creator has ever probably even dreamed of, and especially has never achieved before. That being said, YouTube's biggest creator has been in some very hot water in the past few weeks.
Trouble in Beastland?
Trouble in Beastland. This is YouTube's biggest creator. You guys, you are looking at the very, very top, at the la creme de la crop, or whatever it is that they say, right?
MrBeast is facing controversy on several different fronts, and all this comes at a terrible time, right when Amazon is investing potentially hundreds of millions of dollars into the Beast games.
Beginning.
So really put that on your notes, because that's the other company that's also $100 million in on endorsing, on being all about what's been unraveling, apparently. Apparently, no one at Amazon did a shred of literal due diligence. Apparently, that's not a thing. Apparently, you can just go around making deals with whatever the hell influencer you want that has their entire history, data, and analytics available for anyone at Amazon to grab, to make sure. But that is exactly what we're going to be getting into, is who enabled MrBeast. So right away, we have it right here that literal Amazon is doing that. The literal Amazon is apparently really wanting to invest. And here's the other part, Chris Tyson's leak NSFW Discord channel logs. Here we go.
In the last week of July and continuing to this day, MrBeast and his entire company have been under extreme scrutiny.
He is the #1 YouTube star, said to be worth $500 million, and his empire is
biggest YouTube star with an empire of said to be $500 million. So put that number on your notes as well. So we really start connecting the numbers, and we really start connecting what in the hell is being exchanged by these people.
Employee by the name of Dogpack404 released an hour-long video detailing claims that MrBeast and his crew were running illegal lotteries and faking videos.
It's insane that he can flip these massively profitable illegal lotteries targeted towards children as an act of generosity.
I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to go place an order at shopmrbeast.com. Anyone watching any of the lives, and we're going to throw iPhones in some of them.
So Dawson has put out a
to children, guys. The lottery is to children. The scam and the scheme and the target are children. Now, before you go, well, yes, but you know, it is getting exposed. It's getting exposed by this kid here. He's the one that is exposing this. This is not being exposed by the New York Times or the mainstream media. This is not what's getting exposed by the mainstream media. In fact, let's take a look what the mainstream media is saying right about now. Let's just type MrBeast. Let's Google. Let's GTS very quick here, you guys. Let's really GTS and really understand what in the literal hell is going on here. Okay, so let me just share my screen with you and tell you guys what I find with a quick YouTube lookup. So MrBeast, says ABC News, wants a full assessment of internal culture amid allegations. Here we go from Deadline. MrBeast is examining company culture. Sensitivity training will be used. Now, here you have from Business Insider how Amazon's massive TV deal with YouTube's top star turned sour 11 hours ago. So, oh, maybe Amazon is catching up to what in the hell's going on. Who was allegedly known as Delaware and MrBeast crew? So, y'all know who that is, right? MrBeast calls for full assessment of company. MrBeast's YouTube empire falters as travel accusations mount. YouTube MrBeast embroiled in controversy involving staff and Amazon show. So here's the headlines. Some of them quite tepid, I would say. Some of them still very like, you know, conservative, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Like, the mainstream media is being utilized by the powerful forces. MrBeast has crisis management teams that are working with the media to sanitize the headlines a little bit. This is all crisis management 101. This is what Scientology has been doing for decades. Buying up media influence. And before you go, oh my God, I didn't have a shred of a clue that you could absolutely do that in the United States. I have news for all of you. There is an absolute way for you to buy media influence. There's an absolute way for you to, you know, push whatever it is that you're wanting pushed. And there you go. You have the media kind of, you know, capitulating to this.
About a part 2 after the massive success and resonance of his part 1 video. I interviewed him about it. It's been going viral. It has like 12 or 13 million views at the time of recording this. Part 2, also an hour-long video. The contents of part 2 are even more damning evidence than the first. And the first one was pretty bad.
Even if that guy didn't do anything, they still knew about it and he was still around.
But it's important to note, we still do not have a response.
Even if that guy didn't do anything, they still knew it and they still kept him around. They put a convicted PDF file in front of an audience of underage kids. And here's where we go, very a la Scientologist, very a la Scientology, who learned firsthand that they have PDF files in their midst and turn around and put said PDF, known PDF files that are in their midst, right mixed up with the children. Isn't that great, you guys, that you have that as a little common denominator from whatever MrBeast Enterprises LLC, whatever in the hell he's calling himself, with a company, running up company that is targeting children. What is Scientology doing? Targeting children. Who does Scientology want inside of their hotels? Children. So yes, both of these predators target underage kids to grift, to bamboozle, to defraud them. It's what we always say. Same shit, different air freshener is what in the hell this is giving right about now.
Response from MrBeast. There's been no debunking. There's been, it's just Dawson and the narrative that it wants to see MrBeast destroyed, essentially. I'm going to try.
I push back. What in the literal hell needs to be debunked when, if you look at BJ's channel that she just posted this, I actually want to share this with you guys. So this is BJ's channel, you guys. And if you don't know her channel, this is on the Surprise Witness. And shout out to BJ, who pretty much tells it like it is and grabs receipts. And I want to share those receipts with y'all to push back on what Oompaville just said about how there's a narrative that people want to destroy MrBeast, and that MrBeast hasn't said anything and he wants to be really fair. So let's just really highlight, because it is important to have the receipts to say what in the hell you're saying. So let's really say what BJ is going to highlight here that is going to start connecting dots.
Just don't answer it. If you're going to make a public statement at all, you definitely shouldn't make a public statement defending the person. And that's exactly what just happened. Let's read it. He says, here's the truth. Okay, we're waiting for the truth. Yes, Delaware is my brother-in-law. So they're still kind of protecting him by calling him Delaware. His name is Charles Robert Jefferson. So that's whenever he puts Delaware in here, he's talking about Charles Robert Jefferson. Yes, Charles Robert Jefferson is my brother-in-law. He is a registered S offender. When he was 21, a 16-year-old girl, I don't know why we needed to know these ages. It's almost like deliberate obfuscation. It's almost deliberate because it's almost making it look like something happened whenever his friend was 21 and the girl was merely 16. But that's not what happened. It's a little bit tricky if you ask me. What happened was she was 11. Let me pull up the receipt. She was 11. He was 16.
So there you have it, you guys. There is physical evidence registries that are now available for everyone to connect that dot. I mean, on the little public record. And yeah, I mean, that has to be taken into account for what it is.
Try to be as fair and balanced as I possibly can. Not Fox News style, but like, I don't know. What's fair? I don't know. I'm going to be reasonable, though. I'm going to try to be reasonable, guys. I will say, as of right now, pre-MrBeast response, things are not looking good for Jimmy Beast. Things are not looking good for the brand. It's pretty bad. And I'll go over the parts that I think are the worst at the end of the video. But first, let's do a recap of part one, just to get you in the loop. On July 24th, Dawson called out MrBeast for being an attention casino manipulating children into consuming his brand.
MrBeast just uses gambling psychology to exploit young children for profit. He's just become the first casino where the currency you pay with is attention.
All parts of it.
The first casino that the currency you pay with is attention. We're talking about children's attention. These videos were targeted to children. And guess who was front row seat at the data of who MrBeast was targeting? Guess who that was, you guys? Does anyone have a literal shred of a clue who that could be? Because I'll tell you right now who that not could be, who that is. The ones with a front row seat at all of this was right here. And just to be more specific, let's just specify. Leadership at YouTube. Leadership at YouTube gets a lot of data, you guys. Leadership at YouTube has at their fingertips all the information related to a what? A channel. So who was in the know who this man was targeting? Who had the capacity to lay eyeballs, so-called oversight? So, and before everybody goes, yeah, but YouTube couldn't have a literal shred of a clue because, you know, a lot of stuff gets uploaded on their platform. Well, let's make this point very clear. Our small shadow banned channel that doesn't grow because we always get dinged by the algorithm. Because guess what? What do we say on this channel repeatedly? The word child trafficking. What else do we say on this channel repeatedly? The world essay of underage kids. So it turns out when you're advocating for the kids, YouTube works to shadow bound you, works to suppress your content, works to, you know, not get it out there. But if you figure out a scheme, including but not limited to how you could, you know, prop up some illegal lottery and you serve that as a product to kids on your platform, YouTube, Google monopoly that you just got called out for being. Let's not forget where the enablers of these people are, you guys, because yes, MrBeast is the David Miscavige of the situation. MrBeast is the L. Ron Hubbard of the situationship. But it doesn't stop and it doesn't end there because nothing that MrBeast did happened in a vacuum. As you can see, he had what? Enablers. He had what? People he recruited, personally hand-selected to be where? In his entourage. Doing what? His bidding. Following what? His orders. Which include, as you will see later, how the word no doesn't mean no. Where else do we find that whole thing where the no doesn't mean no? Glad that y'all asked because you find that in Scientology. In Scientology, children get told, tone 40. You wait through a no. So just before anybody gets very confused, yes, the policies couldn't be more the same shit with a different air freshener. But I haven't seen anyone cover that part of the problem because all the eyeballs are going to MrBeast, the brand built, endorsed, pushed by who? Who made MrBeast? Who is making more money than MrBeast? Who? Start asking the questions and start finding the receipts, you guys, because it's all right there on the literal public record as if it wasn't.
The content, the toys, they have toys now, the candy, all that shit. In the video, he first alleges that MrBeast uses psychological manipulation tactics such as behavioral learning to trick his younger viewers into consuming more of his content.
Step one is getting the viewer to associate the brand with trust and authority. MrBeast.
Step one, trust and authority. Well, who else pitches trust and authority to their children? Scientology. So do you see the playbook repeating itself? Everybody has always spoken about Scientology as if it's this very enigmatic thing that nobody has a shred of a clue. And oh my God, it's so mysterious and so mystical and so mystical and so this and so that. It's all just a playbook that's being run. The power dynamic imbalances are key to running a cult. The targeting of underage kids are keys to running a cult. The protection, the recruitment of literal PDF files. And just like that, you end up with this blueprint being explained by this kid who has nothing to do with having been inside of a Scientology hotel.
These videos are real, and he's a great guy that gives away big rewards to his loyal followers. Step two is
who else was a really great guy that was really wanting to save a world? Oh yeah, L. Ron Hubbard. Who else was the philanthropist of the millennia? Oh yeah, L. Ron Hubbard. Isn't that great, you guys? That MrBeast and L. Ron Hubbard both call themselves Beast. Another parallel that MrBeast and L. Ron Hubbard have. Imagine that you have so many parallels to L. Ron Hubbard, and you weren't anywhere to be found in those hotels, MrBeast. But yet you still have these pyramids of corrupt, disgusting people that know exactly what in the hell they're doing before everybody goes, but he had no shred of a clue. In what world do they not know when they have the data?
showing the viewers that when people interact with MrBeast in a way that benefits MrBeast, when they do what he tells them to do, they win big rewards. And step 3 is finally calling on the viewer to act in some way that benefits the brand, promising big rewards in return. Now it's your turn to do what MrBeast tells you, and you will win big rewards.
Dawson then goes,
win big rewards, you guys. That's how the children inside the Scientology hotels get groomed. Oh, you want to really go to the next level of a bridge? Go complete the next security check. Go get interrogated for 100 hours. And just like that, you're going to win, win, win. You're going to win so much. You have no idea how much you're going to win. MrBeast was doing it with chocolates, with video candy that was sugar coated with literal disgusting poison. And he knew it. He was highly aware of it because he had the data.
Goes on to claim that MrBeast fakes his videos and rigs his contestants.
MrBeast fakes his videos in ways that are worse than you realize. I say that because he's been exposed for faking videos before, and the common response is, why does it matter if the videos are fake? They're just meant to be entertainment. A large part of MrBeast's brand is the fact that he doesn't fake videos.
Dawson also points out numerous instances in MrBeast videos where things are clearly CGI'd in, which is kind of the antithesis of something being real. It's not real, it's fake. CGI, it's computer generated.
This train track is CGI, these bus wheels are CGI, this explosion is fake, this shredder is CGI, this car is digitally lifted, this pit is fake, this guy is fake, this raccoon is a paid actor, this island costs more than $1, this city is not abandoned, these buildings are CGI, but it's not your only way out. You can literally get an Uber to the airport for $20. That's not a lurker. It's just a guy. This whole room is fake. This contestant is an actor and a secret employee at MrBeast. They had him dive through this fake door twice. This line is scripted. This action is scripted. In fact, pretty much all the videos with Mac are scripted.
He also claims in unison with the
scripted. That's the word we are literally going to grab a hold of. Guess where else they are all about scripting shit? Bingo, inside the Scientology hotels. Children are provided with a script on how to do what. Oh, y'all thought we were not doing video recordings of these audits? Y'all thought these video recordings just happened in a very religious environment where no one was looking? Well, wrong. You couldn't be more wrong. Before people were doing YouTubes, we were doing private YouTubes inside the Scientology hotels, where we were being given challenges. Go and interrogate that self-admitted PDF file. Get him to tell you what he did 2 weeks ago. Here's the questions you're going to ask. Question 1. Question 2. Question 3. In what world were the Scientology parents not in the know? In what world were the Scientology executives that were writing those questions to be asked of children have no clue what in the hell they were doing when they were writing the questions themselves? L. Hubbard was long dead, but he still had minions doing his bidding. What is MrBeast operating? An entire 200 staff of what? Minions that have been doing his bidding to do what? To prey on children. You're preying on children. You're grifting out of underage kids, and you're doing it full knowing. And you're doing it with the backup of your enablers at YouTube. Imagine that. Imagine that. That's literally the state of the superstar of the platform that we're literally on.
The CGI fake visuals claim that a lot of the plots and narratives of the videos are fake as well, such as selling the island for $1, buying the island for $1, whatever the I don't know how that shit's possible, but I guess so. Additionally, Dawson.
Tricks. It's possible for you to go clear and full OT and really win and really gain. So again, child abusers, child predators, adults that are infantilizing themselves, MrBeast is a full-grown ass man. He's not a child, but he's pretending to be on that level to identify. And he's using that leverage to ensnare children through illegal schemes. The lotteries were all on stream, you guys. The video evidence exists. Everybody normalized that to be done at scale for as long as it has been done. And as long as they've been able to get away with, because the FTC couldn't be anywhere to be found, given that the victims are kids. See, when the victims are kids, nobody gives an F in this country. That's what it really has boiled down to. When the victims are children who, can't just reach out to an attorney, can't figure out how they're getting scammed, don't understand the plot of the gaslighting, they're not in on it. The only ones that are in on it are the adults, the consenting adults that are all about that culture, that are all about that promotion, that are all about doing what? Achieving the mission of this performative clown philanthropist, so-called MrBeast, so-called L. Ron Hubbard, both philanthropying, doing what? Lying. Working with make-believe. Oh, this is really a church when it's a literal hotel. The lies are said with a straight face. I guess that's why people just gloss through the lies, because they just can't even see straight through the evil of these clowns.
Dawson alleges that Jimmy gives away some prizes to predetermined contestants, and specifically calls out this guy, Mac, who is known to work within the company, and the videos that he is in are rigged to have him win or have him receive some form of prize. I don't know why he likes that guy so much, but that guy seems to win a decent amount, you know, pretty standard amount, I think. Maybe.
Wait, he's about to be the first one out? That's unlike him.
Even though you got out first, I still have a prize for you. Just wait here.
Oh, first person out gets a car, and it just happened to be your friend Mac.
Dawson shows that FTC laws require that giveaways do not require any sort of paid entry or consideration to win.
A contest, for example, eliminates chance, and a sweepstakes eliminates consideration. In determining if any MrBeast giveaways have been illegal lotteries, we need to identify a prize, which is distributed through random chance and cannot be won without spending money.
However, MrBeast has done numerous streams saying that if you buy a t-shirt, you will win a prize, but it was never clear whether anyone actually won any prizes. Furthermore, he talks about how Jimmy promises all sorts of giveaways, but never actually follows through.
Just to keep things fun and interesting, as if putting a photo on the moon isn't interesting enough. Someone who puts a photo on the moon, or if you buy the bundle, whatever, and the next 30 minutes, we'll just fly you down to be in a video.
3 years later, the spaceship finally launched, carrying beautiful pictures of deceased loved ones to the moon, where they would be immortalized. It fucking exploded. So obviously MrBeast refunded everyone, right? Right? Is it MrBeast?
I mean, the road to hell is paved with broken promises, MrBeast. That's another little tagline that L. Ron Hubbard used in one of his tech films. See, you, MrBeast, and L. Ron Hubbard should compare notes on your films that you make. The ones that were made for children, targeted to groom children into feeling like they're participating in getting scammed. Because, yes, the theme of our video is, yet again, kids cannot consent. These were underage kids who are his target. Just for the 10th billion time, in case anybody missed that note, let's just make sure that it doesn't go unnoticed.
Beast's fault that the rocket exploded? No. Is it his fault that he advertised it as, for $10, I will put your photo on the moon?
For $10, I'll put whatever picture you want on the moon.
When he couldn't guarantee that? Yes, of course.
Dawson uses all this evidence to point and create the fact that he, MrBeast, is baiting his viewers to watch more so he can have better watch time, to have better relationships with advertisers, make more money, etc. Feed the beast.
Feed the beast. The advertisers that, you know, are really, really pressed to be like, you know, what we don't want to be doing is showing our brand with anyone that speaks about anti-child trafficking efforts. But you know what would really be great for us is to be put on a MrBeast video, seeing that so many children run to his content to watch it. We really want to be there. We really want to advertise. We really want to put our brand in front of that. Say the advertisers who are feeding this beast. Imagine that you are one of those advertisers really figuring out this man who's targeting kids, who's doing everything that he's doing in front of everyone. That's how the good groomers work. That's how they cloak themselves. And from MrBeast to Tom Cruise, you got them all pretending that they are just such angelical philanthropists that really want to save our world. Meanwhile, who is suffering for them? Who? You guys ask yourselves that exact question, because it's not being asked enough.
As they said.
Prolonged attention is definitely a form of consideration. In the attention economy, it is the valuable resource that advertisers directly pay MrBeast for. So in these live streams, when MrBeast says, hey guys, today we're doing a bunch of illegal lotteries, but also we're going to be giving away some free stuff to people who keep watching, he does that to boost viewer numbers.
The end of the video is saved for...
Imagine that. Imagine that these kids really think that there's something at the end of the rainbow. And meanwhile, all that is at the end of that rainbow is this clown taking advantage of their naivete and gullibility. Because that's why you have to protect kids who cannot consent to be ensnared in these type of scenarios. You can't have these type of predators having full unfeathered access to them, because no one gives an F about doing just a tiny little background of due diligence. That's all it would take. But apparently, you know, just like the Scientology parents, the YouTube parents have been outsourcing their entertainment to this man. So yes, it sucks if you're one of those parents that is outsourcing your children's entertainment to this man who you will find out had a full-blown self-admitted, you know what in the literal hell we mean. As if BJ didn't just show us the conviction. But sure, you know, outsource it to hotels from L. Hubbard, or outsource it to a YouTube channel run by a disgusting man that, you know, it's all about it. Apparently, it's all great and wonderful and very philanthropic.
Or Dawson talking about Beast Burger and Feastables and how Jimmy is a hypocrite for claiming that he wants to condemn the unhealthy food of America.
I wanted to just make a better for you snack brand because I think a lot of the stuff out there is just terrible for you.
Because obviously so much obesity and disease comes from the stuff we eat. Like Hershey's, for example, there's 10 ingredients, super processed. Our Feastables bars are 5 ingredients, and just all the ingredients are way higher quality. And it's infinitely better than the other options out there.
But then mass markets some of the most unhealthy products to young children.
MrBeast also just launched a combo with Zaxby's, which if you get a soda, it's over 2,000 calories for one meal.
Because obviously so much obesity and disease comes from the stuff we eat.
The only thing real in this video is the new MrBeast box at Zaxby's.
I'm pretty sure this would be illegal in Europe. This is like more calories in one meal than the average 10-year-old is supposed to consume on a daily basis.
Then Dawson.
So what did we say again, you guys? When is the kids who cannot advocate for themselves and who have parents that are just goo goo gaga for MrBeast? I heard he's a great philanthropist. YouTube really pushed that info out there. Oh my God, look, he's going to really save all these people with all of this philanthropy that he's doing. Performative philanthropy is what in the hell this MrBeast was doing. To do what? To gloss the shit that he needed to cover up. And you know what? It worked until it didn't. And you know when it stopped working? When someone called out the exact specifics that needed to be advocated for, which is why in the literal hell are underage kids YouTube biggest star exposed to all of this stuff. And this is not YouTube's first rodeo, you guys. Before you go, oh my God, this MrBeast must have really fallen and slipped through the cracks. What about Ruby Frankie, another multi-million influencer of YouTube that had a very profitable, successful, advertisers flocking to it channel? And y'all know exactly how in the hell that ended. So before you go, oh, it's because YouTube has no oversight. YouTube has a ton of oversight over your channel. They see everything. They have access to everything. So by all means, YouTube, work with your expensive lawyers to make the case how you're fully in the know, how you have all the data, how you have access to everything, and the scam just proliferates, being enabled actively by your platform, who, you know, when it comes to censoring speech to protect children, you're there. Your algorithm couldn't be more trained to spot it. But when it's the reverse, the algorithm is blind AF. And so is the entire YouTube leadership, pretending that they have nothing to do with anything and everything is very organic and yay, social media, everything happens organically.
Austin takes this point and ties it back to the illegal gambling point and the illegal lottery point by showing that MrBeast has even added forms of lotteries or gambling to Feastables, encouraging kids to further engage with his branding in hopes of winning some free chocolate. Chocolate, yes! I love it!
To celebrate our launch of milk chocolate and sea salt, we went out, we bought 10 Teslas, loads of cash, and all these prizes you see on the screen. And prizes aside, unlike Hershey's, these bars only have 4 to 5 ingredients and just...
Oh, look, guys, Teslas. What's up, Elon Musk? How about you and MrBeast? Who in the Tesla division, PR division, was brokering this deal with MrBeast? And how much money did he really pay for these Teslas? Because that's the next question that should be getting answered right the F now. Were these lotteries for real? Were these Teslas for real? I mean, imagine this is the guy, the multi-millionaire that was given unfettered access to scam and scheme kids who really thought that I built Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. I mean, can you imagine how disgusting you have to be writing that title? And again, where in the hell is Tesla? And do they have anything to do with this? Because it would be great to know if they had no literal shred of clue that all these Teslas were being given out by MrBeast. Imagine. Product placement, anyone? No? Never happened? He bought them all? Cash? Y'all gave him no deal?
Genuinely tastes good. Go to Feastables.com right now and order some chocolate. Only problem is the chocolate river is deteriorating. The
only place you'll find no purchase necessary is either on the Feastables Twitter account, because it's a rule of the platform, and even still they try to push it. No perched neck, or hidden deep in the Feastables website under a FAQ. And to enter for free, you have to mail in separate 3" by 5" hand-addressed written index cards, up to 10 a day.
Since the release of part 1, that video has absolutely exploded. I covered it, kind of shat on it a little bit. I feel bad about that. By the way, I foresee a MrBeast video coming soon called $1 Lawyer versus $1 Million Lawyer, because this is some crazy shit to just allege. Yeah, it's $1 million company. I don't know. It's kind of scary. I don't know if I would be saying that. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see how this goes. Since then,
yeah, let's see how it goes. Multi-billion-dollar company MrBeast, multi-billion-dollar company Scientology, multi-billionaire Jeffrey Epstein. There. 3 things that have the exact same shit with a different air freshener. Over and over is what it is. But yeah, this, you know, Oompa Bill really thought that MrBeast, the multi-billionaire, you know, again with all the branding, again with all the big lawyer, headshot lawyers that are protecting the brand, protecting the corporation, protecting who? The biggest celebrity YouTube gave you. Google, the monopoly. Yeah. This is what YouTube gave you to, you know, really show you the American dream in MrBeast. Imagine that.
Then I have interviewed Dawson, released a part 2. We talked about it, and I believe that he is coming from an ethical perspective, which is cringe as it may be. I do think that it's probably pretty smart to approach this stuff ethically because the system
from an ethical perspective is giving an F what in the hell kids are being exposed to. That's the only ethics that matters here. Because yes, his next video that this whistleblower did on MrBeast focused on, you know, weird, disgusting, torture sounding films that he was doing with this other man who was not a child, who was fully of age to consent, who signed all manner of legal paperwork to get himself the part. That part. It's called, if you are consenting as an adult to be abused, you are in on it. And the Scientology parents all consented. The guys working for MrBeast doing these videos consented. But who were the ones that were not consenting? The kids. The kids don't consent to be abused or ensnared in schemes that are illegal. They just don't have the capacity to understand it. So as much as, again, going back to the cult of MrBeast, he who's such a philanthropist, no one should ever criticize him because, oh my God, what's wrong with you to say something like that to a man who's such a philanthropist? The performative philanthropy couldn't be more washed up and ridiculous. And if y'all can't see that, then I invite you to grow up inside a cult. Grow up inside a place where there were hundreds of MrBeasts around. It wasn't just one controlling the disgusting hotels. So y'all can take a look, y'all can take a tour, y'all can really see how these cultures work. That is the only alchemizing situation out of this. That we couldn't be more disgusted to spot the patterns in places where we never thought in a million trillion years we're going to have a shred of pattern connected.
Systems that are already in place that you have to abide by to be successful on YouTube or social media in general are sort of unethical as it is. That's the nature of business and the nature of all this stuff. And like, it's very complicated. It's a minefield. I like the idea of just always trying to improve. And when people criticize you, you can change and improve through that criticism. And I believe that Dawson is an excellent vessel for this, for anyone. Not just MrBeast, but a lot of content creators who want to be incredibly successful. I like Dawson. I'm going to be honest. I really like Dawson. He's a very cool guy.
You know what? It's not that hard to not run a full-blown fraud scheme. It's not that hard to not be literally hiring PDF files. It's not that hard. It's not asking a lot to a multi-billion-dollar industry, whether you call yourself Scientology or whether you call yourself MrBeast Enterprises. Both founders call themselves the Beast. Both founders targeted underage kids. Both founders figured out ways to ensnare kids in things that they couldn't be consenting to be partaking in their very special way. And how do they do that? Through film. And how do they do that? Through role play. And how do they do that? Through grooming at an industrial size scale, as if all those videos are not a tool of manipulation. YouTube leadership paging y'all. Literally.
Who I think means well. His first video is not monetized. His second video is not monetized. Sure, he's getting a lot of views and clicks and all this stuff, but like, this is journalism, guys. It's like actual real life YouTube journalism. It's not what I do. It's not what any of my commentary compatriots really do. It's like CoffeeZilla and then Dogpack. The two biggest stories that have ever come out of YouTube, the Logan Paul shit and also now this MrBeast stuff. So,
well, I'm glad that you only think that the only things that come out of YouTube is Logan Paul and this guy. I'm glad that that's the only investigative reporting that is in your consciousness, because plenty of other things are getting outed through these platforms. As more people that are concerned advocates for what is being done with a full straight face in this country to underage kids who cannot consent to be abused and to be scammed and to be ensnared in illegal activities. So for all the bros out there, why don't y'all start getting a hold of the real information of what you should be pressed about instead of just bro clubbing all about one single person that you think is matters so much, culturally relevant. Who are MrBeast enablers? Maybe all these bro people can go and start figuring it out. Maybe y'all can start, thinking differently, that it is your job to say something. If a child is being abused, if an animal is being abused, if a woman is being abused, it is y'all's jobs to say something. So even if it doesn't happen to you, even if you're like, well, that would never happen to me because even if you have that privilege, plenty of other minorities do not have the privilege. So that's really what the hell this is giving right about now.
Think what you think. Let me know what you think down below. So yeah,
well, that's what we think, that there's so much room for growth in this world of advocacy to confront the big time players who don't happen to be MrBeast. MrBeast is the tip of the iceberg of that pyramid, of that scam. All of these scams require what? Enablers. Everybody always acts like everything just happens in a vacuum with no help, with no organization, with no exact ABC on how they're going to accomplish the agenda that's going to be what? Deployed on underage kids who will not know what in the hell is going on, who will not even understand how to get over the betrayal blindness that will develop when they are old enough to start understanding these type of gaslighting techniques being deployed, being enabled as we speak by YouTube. As if this platform is not the one who brought you this man. And YouTube's leadership has had all access to all analytics, to all live streams, to everything. And yet the channel just grew and grew and grew and was lauded as a big success. Go double check on that success, YouTube leadership. Because it sounds like you guys have to look at your hands and look at the turd of shit you've been spraying with air freshener. Thank you guys for watching. We're going to continue covering this, and we're going to continue advocating so that no more kids end up ensnared inside the Scientology hotels. Thank you.